Hey guys, so this week's video is going to be a little different compared to other videos I've made. I kind of want to discuss the Coppa law situation that's happening right now on YouTube. Everyone's kind of freaking out because like, oh no, my Minecraft videos are going to get demonetized, or I don't know, my channel's going to get deleted and stuff, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. And a lot of people, it feels like it kind of came out of nowhere, which there's a really good reason why it feels like that, which I will explain later in the video. But basically the purpose of this video is to inform everyone who's a content creator like myself, or like other people who do like Minecraft videos or things that seem to be kid friendly or whatever you label it as, that you shouldn't be so worried about this law, and you'll see why. You'll see what I'm talking about. But before all that, we kind of got to do some research as to why this law is in place, and why does it feel like it came out of nowhere. Hey guys, are you ready to get educated? Because I am. Alright, so here we have the FTC webpage, general questions. I'm going to go over, what this law is, when did it took place, and why is it in place to begin with. So basically, this law was enacted in 1998, so almost 20 years ago. So this law is pretty old. This isn't anything new. And it didn't really take effect until 2000, so this is, I guess, technically a 19-year-old law, because of the internet and the growing popularity of it. And they realized that children are able to get on the internet, so you got to protect the kids, right? And it looks like they amended the rule on July 1st of 2013, and 2013 is around the time when smartphones became prominent. So I guess it kind of changed based on that. And basically the primary goal of Coppa is to place parents in control over what information is collected from their young children online. The rule was designed to protect children under the age of 13 while accounting for dynamic nature of the internet. The rule applies to operators of commercial websites and online services, including mobile apps. So it makes sense that if this rule was amended in 2013, that this would kind of include mobile apps, right? It was around that time when mobile apps and stuff started to, be a big thing, Basically, directed to children under 13 that collect, use, or disclose personal information from children and operators of general audience web, blah, blah, blah. I'll leave a link in the description. You can read the whole thing, but basically this is to protect kids under the age of 13 from heavy marketing tactics. Because, as a lot of you guys probably already know, marketers use your personal data collected from websites to directly sell you ads, or put ads in front of you that are more to your liking, that you're more than likely are going to click on, which gives the services or the people who bought those ads to sell their stuff easier or faster, I guess. Which makes sense. If you're a business, you kind of want to get your stuff out there, and you don't want to waste your money and put mass ads all over the place. You just want to put those ads in front of people who actually will be interested in it. So yeah, it kind of makes sense, And I will explain why now, out of all times, why, if this is a 20-year-old law, why is it affecting us content creators and YouTube right now? Like 20 years after this law was passed. Why now? And you'll see why. This is why Google is now enforcing this Coppa law into their system, because they got fined $170 million by the FTC for violating the Coppa law back around September. Which is crazy, $170 million. And according to this article, that's the biggest fine this Coppa law ever fined anybody. Like, dwarfing TikTok's fine. And if you guys didn't know, TikTok got fined for this as well, because they were collecting data from children under the age of 13. Which clearly violates this law, right? And because they were collecting this data, they were using this data to market towards the users without realizing that these users are kids. And it's funny because you would think that YouTube/Google would enforce this law into their systems prior to making YouTube Kids, right? But apparently they didn't, so, which is weird because, you know, as a company, you don't want to get sued, right? Especially if a law like this exists. But I guess Google didn't care enough, thinking they could get away with it because they're Google. I don't know. Or they just straight out just didn't acknowledge that side of their service. Because according to this article right here, the company refused to acknowledge the portions of its platform that were clearly directed towards kids. So clearly they knew there were kids content on their platform, but they completely ignored the existence of it. Even though YouTube had shit ton of slime videos and stuff like that, or fidget spinners and stuff, or morgues doing completely loud, obnoxious videos to cater to these younger viewers. You see where I'm getting at? It clearly violates the law because it's not the ads. I just want to clarify because this is going to be super important as to why it shouldn't matter, because this should have been in place to begin with, so this shouldn't be a big deal. But this is a key part right here. The ads themselves don't matter, but the data collecting to work those ads does. So that's a big difference. The ads itself is not a big deal because you have networks like Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon putting up ads in between their episodes or whatever they host, and that's normal, right? There's ads right there for kids, for toys and stuff, but the difference between this and YouTube ads is that YouTube collects data and personalizes those ads to cater to users or children who are more than likely will buy those toys or services that they're advertising. Unlike traditional TV, the advertisers put ads on the TV in between shows, hoping to attract kids or younger audiences to buy their services. See, the difference is that one is personalized ads, the other is just randomly putting ads there, hoping that somebody will take an interest in your product. So you're basically taking a risk as an advertiser if you do that. And that's a big thing because YouTube was collecting data from these younger audiences, that pretty much violated the law. And that's why this is a thing. And this is why YouTube is now enforcing this into their systems, which should have been in place from the very beginning. But, you know, I digress. Alright, so here we have the YouTube help page for this new rule that's gonna be implemented into YouTube starting, I think, January of 2020 due to the recent events that occurred, which I explained earlier because they got sued for $170 million. But yeah, as you can tell, a lot of these rules are very vague because there's people like that upload videos like Disney Playhouse or whatever, then there's the Odd Ones Out, which is clearly not intended for kids, right? And that's why they have that little check buttons like, are you a kids channel? And put like, no, none of my videos are kids channels. And don't get scared. The thing is that you're not going to get sued by any means unless you're data collecting and directly advertising to children of the specific demographic based on the data you collected, which nobody is doing. Like, anybody who's on YouTube is not doing any of that. The only people who are doing that is YouTube themselves. So you're not violating any laws by uploading kids content. Or if you forgot to check the little check mark, the only people that will sue you is YouTube themselves. They're going to sue you for not doing that, not the FTC. I don't think YouTube is even going to sue. They're probably going to like disable your whole channel or something if you don't abide by their guidelines, because these are guidelines based on YouTube's criteria. It's not based on the FTC criteria, because the FTC, what they're trying to do is stop YouTube from collecting data for kids or videos that are catering to kids. And YouTube, what they're doing is like, oh, well, snap. Our whole system collects everybody's data. So I guess we'll just have to make the content creators click that checking mark to say that, to tell us that that video, we shouldn't put personalized ads on that or collect data through that video. And I can see why people are saying like it incentivizes YouTube not placing as much advertising on those videos, because it'd be harder to advertise on a platform that does not have personalized data from the users to personalize advertise towards a certain demographic and all that kind of stuff, which makes sense, right? But nobody has to worry about getting sued by anybody. The FTC isn't going to go after you if you misclick or if you don't, label your channel as kids friendly. The worst possible scenario I could see is your channel getting demonetized completely by YouTube because you don't follow their guidelines. That's it. That's as far as I can see it going. If anything, YouTube or Google will get sued again because you didn't follow the rules that they placed. Because YouTube's system is so, I don't know, it's so weird and I guess corrupt that they just gathered everybody's data regardless of your age or not. So, and they don't have pre-existing algorithms that detect whether a kid is watching it and stuff, which they should have had the system already integrated since the very beginning. This goes back to my other little rant that I just had a couple minutes ago. But like I said, if anything, advertisers will still put ads on these kids' videos, even though they know that it's not personalized anymore. It's more like kind of random. It's more traditional ads at this point, like on TV, like Cartoon Network, W4 Kids, Nickelodeon, how there's ads in between. They're just going to put random ads and hope that somebody will buy their stuff. But it does not mean that those videos will get demonetized by all means. So, just saying. So, if anything, these rules only apply because YouTube made it like that. Because YouTube does not want to get sued again. So, YouTube is just trying to save their own backs. And at the expense of us. So, I'm just saying, guys. So, regardless, I hope this video was informative for you guys. Let me know if I missed anything. I kind of skimmed over a lot of things, maybe. So, I probably missed a couple things. I might be wrong here and there, so if I am, please comment in the comment section below, letting me know, and I'll, pin it to update everybody on the whole situation thing and what the laws are and all that kind of stuff. So, but I hope this kind of gives you an insight of what's actually happening and how it applies to me, you, and everybody else on this platform. The whole summary of this thing is it's YouTube's fault. YouTube just doesn't want to get sued again, so they pass this little rules to us, basically, at the end of the day, because the FTC can't sue people like us because we're not the one collecting data. But yeah, if you like this video, leave a like, share it with your friends, let your favorite content creators know about this, that they're not going to be affected, they're not going to get sued or anything, so they don't have to worry about it. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video and have a great rest of the week. So, peace.